Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for joining us on Cullman today. I'm your host, Dustin Isom, and today is Thursday, August 13th. Coming up on Cullman today, the Cullman City Council moves forward with the shops at Heritage Park, a planned 156,000 square foot retail development expected to include 15 to 20 businesses. Plus, Cullman County Commissioners approved their own incentive agreement for the project in a 3-2 vote. And Cullman High School Theater Director Wayne Cook receives a statewide honor for his work in theater education. All this plus your 4 and 4, weather, and more. So now let's take a closer look at the top stories happening in Cullman today. The Cullman City Council has approved agreements tied to a new retail development and automotive expansion and the replacement of the St. Bernard Bridge. The shops at Heritage Park is planned for a 12-acre site at Cherokee Avenue Southwest and Swofford Road Southwest. The proposed 156,000 square foot development is expected to include 15 to 20 businesses and represents an estimated $58 million in capital investment. Cullman Economic Development Agency Executive Director Jamie Troutman said the planned lineup includes national apparel, shoe, sporting goods, discount and home goods retailers, along with smaller shops, restaurants, and boutiques. Specific tenants have not been announced. The council approved a performance-based economic development agreement with API Cullman for the project. Councilman Jason Willoughby cast the only no vote. Under the agreement, construction must begin by June 1, 2027, and the first store must open by June 1, 2028. The council also approved a 10-year tax abatement for RESRG Automotive Alabama, formerly Reha Automotive. The nearly $11 million expansion will add paint line capacity and equipment at the Cullman plant. The project is expected to create 180 full-time jobs, with the company aiming for as many as 250 new job opportunities. Education taxes are not included in the abatement. Operations are expected to begin by June 2027. Council members also authorized Mayor Woody Jacobs to sign agreements for more than $20.3 million in federal rural MPDG funding to replace the St. Bernard Bridge and make supporting infrastructure improvements along Alabama 69 and US 278. In other action, the council awarded nearly $279,000 for new playground equipment and synthetic turf at Eastside Park. A public hearing on proposed changes to R4 residential zoning is set for September 14th at 7 p.m. The Cullman County Commission has approved 2 economic development agreements, including a tax incentive agreement tied to the planned shops at Heritage Park. Commissioners voted 3-2 on Tuesday to approve an agreement with API Cullman under Amendment 772. Commissioners Kerry Watson and Gary Marchman voted against the resolution. The agreement provides a tax abatement for the planned retail development. The Cullman City Council approved its own agreement for the project on Monday. Commissioners also approved an economic development agreement with A1 Composites. In other business, the Commission adopted the Cullman County Solid Waste Management Plan and approved a new policy affecting cash payments to the Cullman County Water Department. Beginning October 5th, cash water bill payments will be rounded to the nearest nickel because pennies are no longer being minted. Any difference created by the rounding will be credited to the customer's account. The Commission also approved nearly $80,000 for a John Deere excavator for the Water Department, $30,000 for 10 concrete pads at Smith Lake Park, and up to $11,000 for new flooring at the Brushy Pond Community Center. Commissioners also approved a new fund balance reserve policy that will take effect with the county's new budget October 1st. During the meeting, the commission recognized Brooklyn Merriman for winning the 2026 Teen Miss Alabama and 2026 Miss Alabama Strawberry Festival. Cullman High School Theater Director Wayne Cook has been named the 2026 Troupe Director of the Year by the Alabama Educational Theater Association. Cullman High School says the annual award recognizes one Alabama theater teacher for dedication to theater, education, and promoting the fine arts in the community. Students nominate directors for the honor, with an awards committee considering factors including additional coaching and support, expectations for excellence, and helping students reach new levels of achievement. Cook has helped build Cullman High School into one of the state's most accomplished high school theater programs. CHS has won 4 Best in Show state titles at the Walter Trumbar State Theater Festival, including back-to-back championships in 2024 and 2025. The program has also represented Alabama at the Southeastern Theater Conference and performed at the International Thespian Festival. In 2025, Cullman High's Troupe 142 presented Charlotte's Web, directed by Cook, as Alabama's chapter select production at the National Festival. Cook's work extends beyond the high school. He founded the current Cullman Community Theater and continues to serve the organization as a board member, director, and actor. A Cullman High alumnus, Cook has more than 40 years of experience in theater and production, and also serves on the Alabama Thespians Executive and Governing Board. And that's all for our top stories this morning. Coming up, a longtime magician brings his final summer library tour to Hanceville. United Way looks ahead to designer bag bingo. The Cullman VFW celebrates the end of summer, and Socks is searching for a new home. Welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with the news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. The Shirley Burden Public Library in Hanceville recently welcomed Mr. Larry's Magic Show for an afternoon combining magic, history, and plenty of laughs.
Is that we're going to be talking about archaeology, digging things up from the past, from ancient civilizations. I say abra, you say push it up. It has turned into the yellow handkerchief with... Everybody, wiggle your fingers. If I say abra, you say... You stomp your foot. Very good. Push up. And let's see. Oh, my goodness.
Magician Larry Darnell used archaeology, paleontology, books, and interactive demonstrations to encourage children to explore history, reading, and storytelling. His puppet Winston also joined the show, entertaining both children and adults in the audience. The August 7th performance marked Darnell's final summer library show as he prepares to retire from that part of his career. Darnell has performed magic shows for 45 years and has traveled throughout Alabama and the Florida Panhandle, with libraries becoming a regular part of his summer schedule. He plans to continue performing character education and reading programs in public schools for now. Darnell said he will miss especially working with children, but at nearly 75 years old, the travel and work of hauling equipment have become more difficult. He described his decades of performing as a great life and called it the best job in the world. United Way of Cullman County is looking for sponsors for its largest annual fundraiser, Designer Bag Bingo, coming up November 12th. The event brings hundreds of people together for an evening of bingo and chances to win designer handbags while raising money for United Way programs and partner agencies serving Cullman and Winston counties. United Way currently supports 18 local programs and partner agencies focused on healthy communities, youth opportunities, financial security, and community resiliency. Lister Hill Credit Union has already claimed the event's $5,000 presenting sponsorship. 2 additional sponsorship levels remain, available at $2,500 and $1,250. Both include promotional recognition and a reserved table for 8 with preferred seating. Sponsorships are limited and available on a first-come, first-served basis. Last year's designer bag bingo drew 610 players and about 80 volunteers to Cotton Creek Warehouse, raising more than $55,000. The venue and individual ticket information for this year's event have not yet been announced. Businesses interested in sponsoring the event can contact United Way of Cullman County. The Cullman VFW gave local families one more chance to enjoy summer during its 3rd annual Back to School Bash on August 8th. The free community event welcomed children from Cullman and surrounding areas for an afternoon of food, games, and activities before the start of the school year. The VFW provided hot dogs, chips, drinks, snow cones, and popcorn, along with large bags of potatoes for families to take home. Activities included a bounce house, coloring station, balloon art, and indoor games, along with a water attraction. VFW Auxiliary member Gina Adams said the event is designed to simply give families a fun day together while also helping the organization identify and meet needs in the community. Businesses or individuals interested in sponsoring next year's event can contact the Cullman VFW Auxiliary. This week's Cullman Tribune Pet of the Week is Socks, an approximately 2-year-old Beagle-Terrier mix looking for a new home. Socks arrived at the Cullman County Animal Shelter following a death in his family, but shelter staff say he remains affectionate, trusting, and eager to be close to people. This medium-energy pup is house-trained and will even let you know when he needs to go outside. Socks loves being told when he's being a good boy, curling up in a welcoming lap, and giving plenty of affection. He also has a special fondness for tuna. With his sweet temperament, Socks could make an excellent companion or even a therapy dog. Socks' $130 adoption fee includes his neuter, rabies, vaccination, microchip and other vaccinations, dewormer, and wellness exam. You can meet Socks at the Cullman County Animal Shelter on Convent Road Northeast, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And that's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Now for a quick break before we look at the weather ahead and pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be right back after this quick message. Let's take a moment to remember those who lost their lives this week. Delancey Huffstutler Gardner, 59 of Cullman, passed away Monday, August 10th. Visitation will be today from 1 until 2 p.m. at Moss Service Funeral Home, with a celebration of life following. Burial will be at Sulphur Springs Cemetery. Our thoughts and prayers go out to her friends and family. Now, let's take a look at your weather forecast. Today will be mostly sunny and hot, with a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1 p.m. The high will be near 93, with the heat index reaching as high as 104. Tonight will be partly cloudy with a low of around 75. Tomorrow looks sunny and even hotter, with a high near 94 and a heat index as high as 106. Tomorrow night will be mostly clear with a low of around 74. And that wraps up today's edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us, and remember to stay connected by following us on social media and visiting CullmanTribune.com for the latest from our community. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. Until then, I'm Dustin Isom with Cullman Today. Have a great day, Cullman.